Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the Meta Nerd channel. I am Marcus, bringing you another video for Cardfight Vanguard Overdress. In this video, of course, I am very late, but you know, heroes are always late to the scene. Which is actually really fitting for a Galactic hero. This will be the last Rideline out of D-BT06 and probably will be wrapping up in the next video where I go through some of the weeklies that was being revealed, in particularly Leonor. We will be going through the Galactic hero from all the way from Brandt. Let's take a look. First, the Grade 1 Rideline Galactic Hero Architect Perry. Auto when this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, search your deck for up to one base card, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. Continuous Vanguard Circle. During the battle, this unit boosts a unit with hero in its card name. This unit gets 5k power. So it's basically following what Brandt does best, is having a lot of set order, but in this scenario, you'll only be playing 4 of the base card, which is this card. We will be going through this card, which is very important for this whole deck. This card basically helps you guarantee like one base order to play, but the only downside to this is that the base card is a grade 2 where you still need to wait until your next turn, only then you're able to set it up. Otherwise, yeah, it's a bit sad. I'm not gonna complain, this deck is actually still not too bad. This is basically a 13k hero booster, although whether or not you will want to play this more than one copy is very debatable, because he's just a 13k booster, which does not really do much. So yeah, that's basically the grade 1, which is quite similar to most of the grade 1 Rideline within Brandt. Oh, then of course the base card, Hero Base Aegis. This is a set order. Auto when this card is put into the order zone, look at the top 7 cards of your top of a deck, choose up to 3 cards with hero in their card name, reveal them and put up to 1 card from among them into your hand, scout up to 2 cards into your base and shuffle your deck. So it's basically like semi-prison your stuff from the top of your deck to this card, but instead of your opponent's rearguard, you actually put your own units. The second skill, Active Order Zone. Cost, rest this card and discard a card from your hand. Choose up to 1 of your scouted cards with a grade less than or equal to your Vanguard's grade and call it to rearguard. Third skill, Auto Order Zone. When your unit is attacked, Soul Blast 1, rest this card, choose 1 of your scouted card and call it to Guardian Circle. So as mentioned before, this whole mechanic is basically opposite of what Prison does. This base card basically could scout units from the top of your deck. I mean, there is also another card that helps you do that, but then again, at this point, the most consistent scouting support is basically the base set order, as well as the other grade 1 card that we will be talking later. So this is gonna filter your deck like crazy. The more you play this card, the more cards is gonna come out of it. So it's basically 1-for-1 trade, because you play this card, you check the top 7, you put one card from among them into your hand, and you scout and you put 2 to the set order. So you're basically filtering 3 out. If you are able to play all 4 base order, you basically filter out 12 cards from your deck, which is super nice. And there is actually one unit that you are looking to scouting to your base, which is this card here. This card is basically a 15k shield. You are able to kind of like hard toolbox what are the hero units that you need from your base, and you can just either call them out or basically superior call them to guard, which is super nice in that sense, while also giving you a much needed filtering, which will increase your chances of getting a damage trigger or a drive check, which is something that is really disgusting if you ask me. But the consistency of you getting into the hero base card is gonna be like RNG, because you know, it's not like you're able to get this card like very consistent and you only be playing 4, because there's no other base set order. I would recommend you to run the Penguin, because you do discard a lot. So, and the Penguin actually gives you the much needed set order consistency to get into your hands. So if you haven't picked up the Penguin monster yet, yeah, I do recommend picking it up. It's actually just a common, if I'm not mistaken. So moving on to the grade 2 Rideline, Galactic Hero Wired Crossten. Active Vanguard Circle once per turn. Costs, scout a card with hero in its card name from your hand into your base and draw a card. Second skill, Auto Vanguard Circle once per turn. When this unit moves to another Vanguard Circle during a battle phase, this unit gets 5k power until the end of turn. This card does helps you exchange one of your hand for a potentially something better, be it a draw, be it a personal right target, or anything that could basically help you in whatever situation that you need. And of course, the most important card that you would want to be in your base is of course this card. You can never go wrong with putting this card into the base, because you know he is a beefy shield, so there's not really like a loss in you paying the cost with this card. The second skill is actually combo with direct Folide, which is the grade 1 card that you see right now. The only way for you to move to another rearguard circle in the battle phase is of course by the direct Folide, which we will cover later, which means that this whole deck will be attacking for 4 times at the minimum, if you're able to pay the cost, that is. And I think this is the only card where you would consider running more than one because of the second skill, which makes him a 15k, and not to mention there's like additional power as well, for example personal riding, trigger power, and all those stuff. You might want to consider running this card more than one, but then again, whether if you want to run this at 4 is still very much debatable. But then again, you don't really have a lot of Galactic Heroes, so I guess this card might be run at max copy, I would say. Moving on, the grade 3 boss unit, Galactic Hero United Dyanos. Continuous Vanguard Circle. All your front row rearguards with hero in their card name gets 5k power during your opponent's turn as well. Second skill, Auto Vanguard Circle. When this unit attacks, if your order zone has a base card cost Counterblast 1, this unit gets 15k power until the end of that battle. And if your order zone has 3 or more base card, it gets 1 critical. So the 5k power buff to your front row rearguards is really nice. Not only does this make your rearguard even more powerful offensively, it also makes your rearguard slightly more powerful defensively, because most of your rearguards are going to be at 15k base, which is not an easy power to hit through, unless of course your opponent wants to waste one of their big attacks on clearing out one rearguard. So yeah, it's very good. He's a decent Vanguard attack because of, you know, him being at 28k or 38k personal riding, and of course the 2 critical. However, the main issue with this Rideline is getting those base order, because at the moment I don't think the base order's consistency is very high for now. But hey, this is only the first wave of Galactic Hero support, so you can't really expect them to be like the most consistent and the most powerful version of themselves. And I think it's more focused on the rearguard attack rather than the Vanguard. The Vanguard, of course, being at 2 critical does puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, but hey, your rearguard is actually hitting for a decent number. And not to mention, you are able to semi-control your opponent's board a little bit because you do have access to retiring skill. And yeah, finally, a Dimension Police-ish Rideline, although it's not really like very robot-y. But yeah, I think this is the closest Bushiroad has ever gone to basically imitate Dimension Police, if I do so myself. So for the support card, first we have Galactic Hero Rampart Aspida. As you already see him from the Rideline review, this card is possibly going to be the best support that Galactic Hero has at the moment. Auto, when this unit is scouted, Soul Charge 1. Second skill, Continuous Guardian Circle. If your auto zone has a base card, and if you have a Vanguard with hero in its card name, this unit gets 10k shield. The Soul Charge 1 is really nice for Aegis, because in order to activate Aegis, you need to Soul Blast 1, so the soul department will be a little bit dry if you use the base order card like very aggressively. The Soul Charge 1 is actually super nice and does not really matter where he's scouted from, either from the drop zone, from your hand, from the top of the deck. You always get the Soul Charge 1 as long as you're scouting this card into the base order. And not to mention, the grade 1 card also uses soul, so that's really nice as well. He is a 15k shield on demand, either guarding from hand, guarding from the set order, intercept, anything. As long as he's in the guardian circle and you have a set base order card, this is a 15k shield. This is so good as a defensive option for Galactic Hero. Next is Galactic Hero Direct Folide. Auto back row middle rearguard circle. At the end of the battle that your grade 3 Vanguard with hero in its card name attack, Soul Blast 1, rest this unit. Choose 2 of your rearguards in the same column at each other and exchange their position. So this is basically what I mentioned by United Dyanos has the ability to attack 4 times is because of this card, because you're able to exchange the position of the card, which will basically enables you to attack 1 more time, because you're able to exchange 1 rested front row with a standing back row, which makes 4 attacks. The best example here, of course, is going to be the grade 2 Rideline, which I did mention that you might consider running this more than 1 copy, because Wyatt Crossten does gains an additional 5k from his own skill. So yeah, that's basically it. Although I do appreciate if the first skill is like rearguard as well, but hey, I can't really say anything. But hey, this would be roller broken if that were to be the case. This grade 1 will forever be Dyanos' permanent back row center rearguards resident, because in order to activate the skill, she needs to be at the back row middle rearguard circle. It's a bit of a shame that you can't even boost with her. Unite Dyanos already hitting for big numbers already, so I don't think the boosts matter as much. I mean, you do compensate by having one more attack, which is super nice. Next, Galactic Hero Flaton Sphire. Auto when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, cost Counterblast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rearguard in the same column as this unit and retire it. Second skill, continuous rearguard circle. During your turn, if your outer zone has a base card, this unit gets 5k power. Yeah, this is a very nice rearguard sniping skill. Whenever she's placed, either from hand or you superior call her from the base order, you're able to snipe one rearguard for one counterblast. The whole right line does not really use a lot of counterblast, with the exception of the Vanguard as well as this card. So I guess it's not really that much of a hindrance in terms of counterblast usage. And plus, Brandt do have a lot of countercharge support, so counterblast 1 isn't really much if you ask me. She is gonna be at 20k to 30k attacker because, you know, Dyanos gives a 5k, and not to mention she herself gets a 5k, and a personal ride will give her another 10k, which makes her 30k, which is a very decent number if you ask me. Although one thing to keep in mind here is that her skill does not activate if you use direct Folide skill to basically swap the position, because, you know, it's swap, you're not placed on rearguard. So do keep that in mind. I know this may be basic knowledge, but you know, some people, they just like, hey, I'm actually placing a rearguard circle, therefore I can play the cost. So it doesn't work that way. This is a very decent card if you ask me. And sadly, this is the last card that we have for Galactic Hero. We have another one, but sadly he's not a Galactic Hero, which is super suck. Next one is the Triple R, Combined Rusher. Auto rearguard circle. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, if your auto zone has 2 or more set orders, this unit gets 10k power until the end of that battle. Second skill, auto drop zone. When a set order you play from your hand is put into the auto zone, cost Counterblast 1 and call this card to rearguard circle. Now this isn't like very specific to Galactic Hero, because he's not like restricted to Galactic Hero, but I'm just gonna put this here because, you know, this card does benefit all of the right lines within Brandt Gate, with the exception of Seraph Snow, because you don't really run more than one prison set order, and you don't really want to like keep on placing the prison, because, you know, it does not really give you any value other than soul charging or triggers. But yeah, other than that, most of the right line within Brandt Gate is able to abuse this card. This card is amazing. It acts as a discard fodder for your right line. You can also discard by any of your skills, because we do have quite a number of skills that needs you to discard a card from your hand, which is something that this card helps a lot. And with him being in the drop zone, you're able to superior call him back out with the cost of 1 counterblast whenever you play set order, which makes playing your set order has even more value and also provides some early aggression, because typically set order is a -1. So with this card, it makes the whole playing the set order not that minus as well. Him being at 20k when attacking a grade 3 or greater is very nice, actually. He is very nice. Alongside a personal ride, he's gonna be at 30k, which is something that is very disgusting. Do get this card if you are playing Brandt Gate. I think this card will be the new meta for Brandt Gate. Last of the Galactic Hero support, we have Capable Helper. This is the card that is sadly not a Galactic Hero, despite how cute he is and despite the value that he is giving for Galactic Hero. Auto when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, cost Soul Blast 1. Choose a card with hero in its card name from your drop and scout it into your base. Scouted card are put face up into your auto zone. Yeah. Once again, I hate that this card is not a Galactic Hero. He does a lot for the hero deck. You are able to recycle one of your heroes from your drop zone. The best example here is basically going to be this card. I mean, this card is really good for a hero deck. And not to mention, you're able to recycle with Capable Helper, which makes you a very tanky deck. It's insane to how much tank you're able to tank, that is. But the only problem here is that after that on play skill, he's going to be vanilla after that, but hey, it's not really that much of an issue. He is going to provide you with an 8k booster, which is not too bad. If this card were to be a Galactic Hero, I'm telling you, this card will be insane. But hey, alas, this is only the first wave for Galactic Hero. I hope that there are better cards to come out for Galactic Hero, because at the moment Galactic Hero is not really that strong for now. And that is all for this video. Do let me know down in the comment section of what do you think of the Galactic Hero. For me, I'm not surprised that there's gonna be another hero with a very shiny bald head coming. You know what I mean. The guy that wears a yellow suit as well as a white cape with red gloves. Yeah, you know who I mean. Do like and subscribe if you like this video, and of course during the bell notification icon so that you don't miss a video I upload. With that being said, I'll see you all on the field.